Hello everyone. In my previous lecture, I have derived the expression for the net force that are acting on the control mass system as expressed here. So in this lecture, I am going to find these forces due to the shear stress or due to the pressure force or due to the body force. So let's begin the derivation. So I will assume my geometry as a 2D case. So let's take, we have a 2D control mass system. I will write this as a control mass system. So, and it is at dimension dx, and dx is very small, and this is are my coordinate system x and y. Now I can write here, suppose I have a stress and shear stress here, so I can write sigma, that is a normal stress, xx plus d sigma xx by dx into dx by 2. Basically here we have a sigma, so here from the Taylor series we can write our stress on this face as given here, and similarly here I can write sigma xx minus d sigma xx by dx by 2. So why we can write here like that? Because if we have a 2 point and it is separated as a distance dx by 2, and here I have a sigma xx and I wanted to find my sigma at this point, that is as a distance of dx by 2. So from the Taylor series I can write sigma equal to sigma xx plus del sigma xx by del x dx by 2 plus dx by 2 whole square into 1 by 2 factorial del sigma xx by del x square. So this is basically, and there are higher order terms. So basically this is my Taylor series, and since our dx tends to very small, so its square will be very small, so we can neglect this term and we will be left with sigma at this node is equal to sigma xx plus del sigma by del x into dx. Basically this is what I have written here, and similarly this term. Now similarly here I can write sigma yy plus del sigma yy by del y into dy by 2, and similarly here I can write sigma yy minus del sigma yy by del y into dy by 2. Okay, and now I am left with shear stresses. So the shear stress here will be tau. Which plane it is acting? It is in the plane of x and in the direction of y, plus del sigma xy by del y or del x into dx by 2, and here I will have tau xy minus del tau xy by del x into dx by 2. Similarly here I will have tau, it is in y plane and in x direction, plus del tau yx by del y dy by 2, and similarly here the shear stress I will have tau yx minus del tau yx by del y dy by 2. So these are the next forces that are going to act on my control mass system, that is due to the stresses that are normal to the surface and second due to the shear stresses. So let's first concentrate on the forces that are acting in the x direction. So now I will derive the net forces acting on or in x direction. So again I will draw my control mass system, and the net forces that are acting on sigma xx plus del sigma xx by del x into dx by 2. Second one is sigma xx minus del sigma xx by dx by 2. Next I will have tau yx plus del tau yx by del y into dy by 2, and other component of force is tau yx minus del tau yx by del y dy by 2. So these are the net forces that are acting in x direction, that is in only x direction. First I am analyzing the x component of forces. So these are the net component that are acting in x directions, and plus there will be one body force in x direction. Basically body force is Bx, that is a body force per unit volume. Now I will find net force Fx net equal to, and this is my dy and this is my dx. So sigma xx plus del sigma xx by del x dx by 2 into dy minus this component of force sigma xx minus del sigma xx by del x dx by 2 into dy. Then I will have plus tau yx del tau yx by del y dy by 2, and area, that is dx, minus this component of force tau yx minus del tau yx by del y dy by 2, and the area is dx. So this is the net force that is acting on a control mass system, and there is one body force plus body force in x into volume, that is dx into dy, and width is 1 meter, or you can say unity. So this is the total forces that are acting on our control mass system. So now let's simplify this one. So I will have force net in x direction equal to sigma xx into dy. This is when you will open all the brackets, dx by 2 into dy minus sigma xx dy plus del sigma xx dx by 2 into dy plus tau yx into dx plus del tau yx by del y dy by 2 into dx minus tau yx into dx plus del tau yx by del y dy by 2 dx plus body force in x dx dy. So these are the net forces that are acting on the control mass system. Now you will see this term will cancel. this term will cancel, and we are left with, that is, force X net equal to del sigma xx y del x dx by 2 dy plus del sigma xx y dx dx by 2 dy plus del tau yx y del y dy by 2 dx plus del tau yx y del y dy by 2 into dx plus body force in x direction dx dy. Now we will have, since these two are similar, so we can write del sigma xx by dx and dx into dy, that is volume, plus del tau yx dy dx into dy, and this is my volume, plus body force dx dy. Now I can little bit simplify this one more, that is del y del x sigma xx plus del tau yx y del y plus body force in x dx dy. So this is a form that I am looking for. Now I will say this as a equation 1, and if I will scroll to my previous expression, this is my equation 2, I will say, or I will bring this whole equation to my next page. So copy, or I will say copy, paste, this is dx dy, and this as a equation 2, and this as a equation 3. Now if I will substitute this force here, so what I will get? I will get del y del t rho u plus del y del x rho uu plus del y rho uv, and in the bracket I will have dx dy. This is equal to del y del x sigma xx plus del y tau yx plus body force in x, and here dx dy. So dx will cancel, and for the x momentum equation I will left with del y del t rho u del y del x rho uu plus del y rho uv equal to del y del x sigma xx plus del y tau yx plus body force in x direction. So this is the form that I am looking for. Final form. So till now we have related our velocity component, that this is a study with advective terms on the left hand side, and the forces that are acting on the control mass system on the right hand side. So I will say, this is my body force term. Now the next step is to learn something more about the stresses, that is sigma xx and tau xy. So I will write the topic as stresses. Now I will take an assumption here, assumption that my fluid is Newtonian fluid. So according to Newtonian fluid, we can write our stress vector sigma ij as minus pi comma j del I comma j plus lambda, that is the second coefficient of viscosity, del uk del xk del I comma j plus mu del uiy del xj plus del uj by del xi. So this is the total stress representation when we consider our fluid as a Newtonian fluid. So this is the total stress that is acting on the body. So first part of this stresses is called hydrostatic stress, hydrostatic component of stress, and this component is known as deviatoric component of stress. Deviatoric stress. So stress are divided into two parts, hydrostatic and deviatoric stress. So first I will talk about deviatoric stress. So whenever your fluid is flowing, suppose this is a fluid that is flowing somewhere or over some surface, and you consider your control mass. Suppose this is your control mass. So what will happen to this control mass? The things that can happen, one thing is your control mass, when it is moving with respect to time and space, it can distort its shape like this. Second, it can expand. It can expand its size. Or third, well, it is a case of expansion, it can contract. This is just volumetric change. Volumetric change. And this is distortion. Distortion. So basically, when the fluid is flowing and you have taken one control mass system, one thing it can happen to that is it can change its volume, whether it will expand or it will contract, maybe due to the change in density or any other physical factor. But second thing is it can change its shape, as here. It can distort. So that is another factor that we have to consider while writing the stress. So basically deviatoric stress component take care of volumetric change and distortion. This component of the stress take care of distortion, and this component of the stress take care of volumetric change. And here this one del I comma j, this is the canonical delta. What that's mean? Del I comma j, this is equal to 0 when I is not equal to j, and it is equal to 1 when I equal to j. So this is basically this kind of wave function. It's known as canonical delta. And this part of the component is known as a hydrostatic stress component. So whenever your fluid is flowing, it does not mean you don't have a hydrostatic component of force. Whenever your fluid is at rest, suppose fluid is not flowing, you have a vessel and you have a fluid in it. So you can directly write, if you have some component here or element here. You can write hydrostatic stress rho gh, like there is some hydrostatic stress acting due to the water in this element. But when the fluid is all flowing, then also there is a hydrostatic force that is acting on the fluid element, and this is represented by here. So basically in the summary I will write, this is the hydrostatic stress or hydrostatic stress acting on the control mass system. This is due to the volumetric change in the control mass system, and this is due to the distortion that is happening in the control mass system. So basically we have accounted for 3 different stresses. So now let's take our sigma xx. So here what I equal to x and j is also equal to x. So I can write sigma xx as minus p xx del xx plus lambda del u k by del xk del xx plus mu del u x by del xx del u x by del xx. Basically x means x direction, so this is a force in x direction, and this term here del uk by del xk, this represent del u by del x plus del u by del v by del y. This single term can represent this term, and this is my x direction. Basically I can say sigma xx is my x and ux equal to u. So I can rewrite my equation. So I will have sigma xx equal to minus p pressure. Here this was my this was my j. So I have told chronicle delta function, that is my I equal to j, then it's become 1. So minus p only plus lambda, that is a second coefficient of viscosity, del u k by del xk. Remember this term, how I have written here. I will come to this term later. And delta chronicle function will be 1. So we don't need to write here now. Mu, that is a viscosity of the fluid. Here del u by del x 2 times, because these two are similar or same terms. So this is 2 times. So I can write now sigma xx equal to minus p plus second coefficient of viscosity del uk by del xk. Please remember this term, I will come later on this term. Second coefficient 2 coefficient of viscosity del u by del x. Now second is tau yx. So similarly from this expression I will also write tau xy. So I will write here this term, paste. Okay, so I will write tau xy. Here since I is different, that is x, j is y, so I is not equal to, or I will write here in the more detail. So in tau I comma j, this is my I and this is my j. I equal to x, j equal to y, so chronicle delta I is not equal to j, so this term will goes to 0. Okay, this term will go to 0. Similarly chronicle delta I is not equal to j, this term will goes to 0, and I will left with only mu del u x by del xx, oh sorry, xy plus del u y del x. So basically I can write this term as mu del u velocity, that is in x direction we have u, and this is my y, xy equal to y direction, plus del v by del x. So in the summary I will write, for the summary I can say my sigma xx equal to, or I will use another color, my sigma xx equal to minus p plus lambda del uk by del xk plus 2 mu del u by del x tau xy equal to mu del u by del y del v by del x. So these are my stress component. Now substitute this stress component in my equation here. So what I will get? So I will have del y del t rho u plus del y del x rho u plus del y rho uv equal to, so I will start writing here del y del x, and what is my term? I will write with blue color, minus p plus lambda, that is the second coefficient of viscosity, del uk by del xk plus 2 mu del u by del x. This is my first term. I will write here body term also, bx is my body term and there is a plus. Okay, now second is del y, or I will use different color, del y and the term is mu del u by del y plus del v by del x and bracket close. So we have substituted our terms here. Now rearranging the terms and or opening the terms, we will have del y del t rho u plus del y del x rho uu plus del y rho uv equal to body force x. Now open this term, this will be negative del p by del x plus del y gradient of x lambda del uk by del xk plus 2 mu del square u by del x square plus mu del square u by del y square plus mu del square v by del x del y. So let's simplify it further. So we have del y del t rho u plus del y del x rho uu plus del y rho uv equal to body force x minus del p by del x plus del y del x, second coefficient of viscosity uk xk, plus, now let's write this term as mu del square u by del x square mu del square u by del x square plus mu del square u by del y square plus mu del square v by del x del y. So now let's simplify further. Gradient of t uv plus gradient with respect to x uu plus gradient with respect to y uv plus body force, body force x minus del p by del x, and the term is gradient of x lambda uk by xk, and here I can write mu del square u by del x square, and let's combine this term. I can write plus mu del by del x del u by del x plus mu as a common del v by del y plus mu del square u by del y square. So now I will little bit more combine the terms. So I will have del y del t rho u plus del y del x rho uu plus del y del y rho uv equal to minus gradient of pressure with respect to x, then mu del square u by del x square plus mu del square u by del y square. And now I will write my body force term. Then the term that I am left with, this one, and the second is mu del by del x del u by del x plus del v by del y. So this is my final form of x momentum equation. Final x momentum equation. And basically the term which I was mentioning previously, that is mu derivative of uk by xk, this is equal to del u by del x plus del v by del y. Okay, so I will put this term here, or basically let's do not put it here. So if I will take assumption, now one important assumption, that is incompressible fluid. This means that your density is not changing with respect to time. So from the continuity equation we can write del u by del x plus del v by del y equal to 0. This is what validates for incompressible flow. So we can little bit more modify our equation. So let's say we have modified our equations. So this term, which is basically del u by del x del v by del y, will boils down to 0, and this will also become 0. So finally I am left with the final form for the incompressible flow. I will say x momentum equation for so finally I can write my x momentum equation for, please make note that, for incompressible and Newtonian fluid. If your fluid is not Newtonian or is not incompressible, you cannot use this form. You have to modify this equation accordingly. So the final form is del y del t rho u plus del y del s rho uu plus del y del y rho uv equal to minus del p by del x plus mu as a common, del square u by del x square, del square u by del y square, plus body force term. So this is the most seen equation in the textbook, but this is derived as the way I have derived in this way in here, and it is valid for incompressible and Newtonian fluid. And one more things to mention is, if your fluid is not incompressible, then you will have these terms in your equation. And here I have said you have two viscosities. One is lambda, which is known as second coefficient of viscosity, and mu is the viscosity of fluid, okay. So if you are solving for compressible flow, then according to Stokes' hypothesis, it was mentioned that lambda, that is the second coefficient of viscosity, equal to minus 2 by 3 mu. This was just a hypothesis given by the Stokes, but it is not proven experimentally or anything. But this value, if you will apply to your equation and you will solve your problem for flow over a flat plate, or solving the equation numerically using this lambda, there is a second coefficient of viscosity, equal to 2 mu divided by 3, then your results match very well with the experimental results. That's why this hypothesis we can consider as a correct, and we use this hypothesis, that is a Stokes hypothesis. So this is for this lecture, and in the next lecture I will derive y momentum equation in the same way, and then I will move forward to energy equation.